Okay, so we obviously have to talk about what's going on here with GEOMANCER and all of the things surrounding it. If you don't know yet, GEOMANCER is bugged. They sort of snuck him in last minute on this patch with some changes to him and appeared to have screwed something up. Now he's doing insane damage on clan boss. People are one king clan boss in like 2 or 3 turns now, to give you an idea, doing trillions of damage in one go. I don't know exactly. I think they messed up the cap on his damage or something. So there's a lot to talk about here. There's a lot to talk about. The bug is fine. Like, stuff happens, big deal, whatever. They'll fix it. It'll be fine. I am curious to see how quickly they fix it, because this is a problem that I guess they're on the negative end of, technically. I mean, it's not really affecting them, but it's benefiting us and not benefiting the game, right? It's making players way stronger. So we'll see how long it takes them to fix this, because when there's something wrong with a champ and it's bad for the player, they take a little while. Sometimes we even have to wait till an update, you know what I mean? So this will be interesting, because now they're going to kind of have to show their hand a little bit and how quickly they truly can fix something when it needs to be fixed. And this does need to be fixed, right? It's fun and it's entertaining and it's a good meme, and everybody's going to get some nice clan boss rewards out of it, maybe that couldn't before. A lot of people are going to be getting double chests for the first time, and that's great. That's fun. But he does need to be fixed, right? So I'm very interested to see how quickly they do this. I bet you it's real quick. And I don't know that it'll matter, because they don't really seem to care about being held accountable. They don't seem to care what we know that they're capable of, you know what I mean? But, for example, they keep saying like 3x is impossible, but we know that it's not. We know that that's not true. So they don't really seem to care, but it'll be interesting to see how quickly they fix this and kind of show us how quickly they can fix something when we know it needs fixing. Now, the argument, I believe, for why he wasn't in the patch notes but he's in the update is because they weren't sure if they were going to do it. I guess you can't really dispute that. You can't really say whether or not they knew what they were going to do or not. I think I don't know. I don't even know how to feel about that. I don't know. I guess be a little bit more efficient. Have your decisions made before you put out patch notes. Patch notes are supposed to inform us of what's coming. It's in advance. Here's the update that's coming. Start getting ready for it, right? There's a couple people in my stream that 6-star GEOMANCER yesterday. And if he'd have been in the patch notes, they would not have. They would have waited to see what the changes would have meant, right? So I feel like that's another instance of where they dropped the ball here. I think you can't do that. I think you can't sneak stuff in under the radar like that. I think if you were going to make this change, it should have been decided and it should have been put in the patch notes, because, again, it would have saved the people a lot of resources. There's people that 6-starred him, maxed him, ascended him, and booked him yesterday that now might not use him, right? Because he's not as good. They're trying to spin this in a way where we're just rearranging what he does, but he's going to keep the same power. He's going to be as strong as he was. We're just rearranging the way he's as strong as he was. Well, if that was really the case, you wouldn't have bothered, right? Why would you bother? Or maybe there were some issues with like freezing and stuff. I don't know. I don't know all the details. I don't have all the information. Who knows what they're telling the truth about and what they're not telling the truth about, but it seems odd. Let's talk about the changes. Damage from the skill no longer triggers certain masteries, War Master and Giant Slayer. Instead, that damage will now ignore the target's defense. Ignoring defense is not the same as a War Master and Giant Slayer proc on Clan Boss. It's just not. It's not. Wind deflecting damage has a 60, I don't think it is anyway, has a 60% chance of dealing additional damage equal to 4% of the target's max HP, can occur once per enemy attack. If there are multiple champions in the team with skill, only. So now what they've done too is they've taken away the opportunity for him to proc on affinity. You know, affinity Clan Boss hits twice, and this could proc back both times. Now it will not. Now it's only once per turn like that, right? So I don't have the math in front of me. I was not super familiar with Geomancer to begin with, but it seems as though basically his damage, I've seen a couple people break down the math, and again, I don't know if it's accurate, but the impression I'm getting is that they've almost cut his damage potential in half now. So that this narrative, they're flip, and we'll see. I guess we'll see as people test him out after the bug is fixed. We'll see what he does. We'll see if he's really the same. But it seems as though his damage is going to go down quite a bit. So I hope not. I hope not for the people that have been using him and having fun with him and the people that just built him. I hope that maybe we're interpreting it incorrectly and that it won't be a big deal. But it certainly seems like he's going to be much less effective than he was. And they just did. I don't want to put my foot in my mouth again here. I was because the Eurogrim 10x. I thought there was a Eurogrim 10x, and then a few people in the stream said there was a Eurogrim 10x, and I just ran with it. I didn't bother validating it, which is 100% my fault. I should have made sure that that was true before I said it. I just thought it was true too. I thought I vividly remembered there being a Eurogrim 10x. But there was not, apparently. So I believe, if I'm not mistaken, they did a guaranteed shard event for him recently. Correct me if I'm wrong. Where you pop a certain number of shards and then you get Geomancer, right? I don't know why they do that. There wasn't a Eurogrim 10x. There wasn't. I don't know why I quoted. I quoted because there was summoning events around him during the fusion, and everybody was going for Eurogrim. I think that's why it felt like there was a 10x, because everyone that was popping voids was popping them for Eurogrim. So it felt like a Eurogrim event. They released him into the game. Everybody built him. Everybody was enjoying what he could do. They nerfed him down. Now we've got Geomancer, who, again, very strong. Everybody's enjoying him. They do a guaranteed shard event for him and then nerf him not long after. And they're trying to spin it like it's not a nerf, and maybe it won't be a nerf. Hopefully it won't be a nerf. Seems like a nerf. I feel pretty confident this is a nerf. Which, again, I don't care that they nerf champs. I want them to do that occasionally. I want them to nerf good champs. I want them to buff bad champs. I want them to mix things up and keep this game interesting. But you gotta be careful about the timing, man. You gotta be careful about the timing. And you especially gotta be careful about sneaking it in to an update that you just put out patch notes on that didn't include anything about this. Again, there's a lot of people that just built this dude. And now he might not be worth building. You know what I mean? At least for what they built him for. So now his masteries, I don't know. It's wonky. It's rough. It is part of the game. You are going to invest in champs that are someday going to be worthless. That's just the way that's going to go. But there's a timing aspect to it. I think that there's got to be some sort of cooldown or buffer period between the time that you center a summoning event around someone and then you change them so much. So I don't know. It's kind of a wait and see. I'm interested to see after they fix this bug that's going on with him, what he's still capable of. Hopefully it's not so bad. I don't use him, so it doesn't. I'm not bothered by it for my sake. I'm bothered by it for the player base's sake, though. It's a bummer, especially the people that just built him, just put all the books in him, just built him, just did all these things. So, I guess let me know how you feel about all of it. Did you wake up and run your clan boss this morning before you saw anyone else talking about what was going on? And like maybe you started your clan boss run and walked away and came back and had done like 1 trillion damage. I'd be interested to hear stories about what that experience was like for you. And then, yeah, what do you think about the patch note situation? What do you think about the changes in general? What do you think about the bug? What do you think about everything going on surrounding this? This is kind of an interesting situation. There is a thought going around. There is a conspiracy theory, so to speak, going around that this is to distract everybody from Eurogrim. And we know they're masters of that. We know they play that game really well. They are really good about doing things to make you stop talking about the last bad thing they did, right? So everyone was upset about the Eurogrim nerf. Now all of a sudden Geomancer's doing 1 trillion damage in clan boss. It's oddly convenient because that will be what all the videos going up today are about. That will be what everybody's talking about in their streams today and probably tomorrow. And then when they fix the bug, everybody will still be talking about Geomancer, whether or not he's still effective, blah, blah, right? And this is going to go on for a couple of days. and we're gonna move on. And then we've got the dupe video coming out soon, and everybody's gonna no one's gonna be talking about Eurogrim anymore, which is also was just bound to happen. But they're pretty good about steering it, right? We were eventually gonna stop talking about Eurogrim anyway, but they're pretty good about controlling the narrative, it seems. So it's an interesting thought. I certainly wouldn't put it past them. But yeah, let me know where you guys are at on all this, how you're feeling about everything. I think overall it's just kind of shitty. I think it's kind of shitty to not put him in the patch notes. I think it's kind of shitty to change him so soon after the guaranteed shard event. If that happened, I did not. I didn't even intend to mention that. I don't always plan what I'm going to say in these videos. Sometimes I just start talking. So I'm pretty sure there was, though. I'm pretty sure I do remember there being a GeoMancer shard event. So I'm going to stick by that one for now. I guess tell me if I'm wrong, and maybe I'll have to do my first official YouTuber apology video. But anyway, that's it. I'm done rambling. Let me know what you guys think about all this. I'm excited to hear it. Excited to hear stories about your clan boss experience this morning. And yeah, man, that's it. Appreciate you guys watching. See you later.